going after. I think there's nothing definitive out there from anybody. Anybody that says they know something definitive is lying. But through channels, things leak out and people say things, and it's all led back to Lane Kiffin. And there's no question in my mind that's who Auburn's number one choice is. But we'll see how it all plays out.
We are now up. So welcome in to all you out there on Facebook joining us on this Friday.
That's right. So we'll see how it plays out. It'll come down to and I've seen several things, and I agree with some of these people that are saying it's not really all about the salary for Lane Kiffin. If he comes to Auburn, he's going to make a lot of money. But Ole Miss, and look, the biggest thing is, and I saw some people break it down, and I thought we could break it down too. Ole Miss is not the same program as Auburn. And any Ole Miss fan that thinks it is, your head's so fogged up or so far in the ground, it's not comparable. I mean, since the divisions, Ole Miss hadn't even been to an SEC championship game. Auburn's been to they're the third most frequented team in the Western Division behind LSU and Alabama. All right, Auburn's been to 6, LSU's been to 7. Alabama's been to 13, so it's not close, all right? And the last time Ole Miss won a national championship was 1960. Auburn's played for 2 in the last decade. And since then, won multiple SEC championship games. Ole Miss is the series record is so far skewed in Auburn's favor, and that's over the last 40, 50 years. They've only beaten us a handful of times, literally, at their home field. So, I mean, look, I know times change, and I'm not bashing Ole Miss. They've gotten better. But historically and monetarily and facilities and everything, it's night and day. So, quit trying to make out like this is a lower move or a lateral move. It's not. And so it's a lot more involved than just, is he going to get $2 more million from Ole Miss? Can he do the things he needs to do? Do they have the facilities? They have the collective? They have all the things they need to give him to be competitive in this day and age of college football? Auburn's showing that they do. They've got a $100 million football facility that just opened. Their collective is one of the best so far that we've seen in the country. Auburn's proven that they can get there and win it all. So that's what he's looking for.
Yeah. I mean, historically, it's not even really – like you said,
it's not even close.
It's not even a question. I mean, there has been a hierarchy. And there's a new SEC coming, obviously, with Texas, Oklahoma. But, I mean, you talk about Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Tennessee, and Georgia. That has been that's been the upper part of the SEC ever since the SEC really has existed. There's been a lower.
Auburn could have probably been to 2 or 3 more SEC championship games if they didn't lay an egg against Arkansas and lay it in 1995 and lay an egg against Mississippi State in 97 or 96, I believe is when it was.
That's not to say Ole Miss is not at the point where we say we want to get into that group. We're willing to do what it takes to get into that group.
That's right.
Okay. Well, doesn't happen overnight. Like you said, there's a lot of. I mean, there's a reason that their stadium is a little bit smaller than the rest. There's a reason their facilities are not quite as good. There's a reason that they don't show up at 11 o'clock games, which Kiffin complains about. There's a reason that they don't have the donors that other schools in the SEC do. So there is like you said, it's more than just about money. All right, I think we got a phone call.
Yeah, let's go to the phones. Caller, go ahead.
Hey there, how y'all doing today?
Doing good, brother.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. That little fella in the engineering department back there, station was off today, but he had it on. I was sitting there looking at the blank space, and there he is. So he got it done. I'm just bragging on him again. So y'all
glad he's
good?
doing his job.
Yeah. Well, how about have we heard anything else more towards the coach?
Nothing definitive other than I think that is – it clearly shows the fact that Ole Miss is offering Lane Kiffin $9.5 million. Either one of two things is happening. Jimmy Sexton is playing them like a fiddle, or then there is obviously legitimate talk between Auburn and Lane.
Yeah. Well, actually, aren't they having to go through his agent right now?
Yeah, Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah, you're going to have to go through the agent,
Yeah. Okay. Well, That's what I thought. And they can't really have face-to-face contact with him until after the season's over, right?
Yeah, it's all through the agent, I'm sure, at this point.
Yeah, I got you. Well, I hope y'all I'll send y'all a bill for all this. Me and the engineer there getting to be buddies. So anyway, y'all have a good day. I'm gonna watch the rest of the show now. My day is complete.
Well, we just appreciate you looking out for us, James. Thank you, sir.
By damn, I tell you what, these people up here need, like I say, Luke needs to buy that station and get him a chimpanzee.
We just need Luke to show back up every once in a while. It'd be great.
Yeah, there you go. Well, y'all take care and have a good day.
Thank you.
War Eagle do good tonight in football.
Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
I want the Alex City School to do good.
Well, Alex City's out of it. So
that's right. Yeah, Q-Town beat them, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah, I wish we
watch that damn game. I'm sorry.
Wish we.
Well, anyway,
thank you, James.
School down that way like Auburn does good.
That's right. Thank you, James. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank y'all. Bye.
So unfortunately, we're not playing tonight. So.
Yeah. Some great high school football out there though tonight. A lot of fun games. Auburn and Central Phoenix City going to play tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be on the game of the week. So everybody can watch that on WOTM. That'll be a good football game.
Yeah. New names that have popped up. Yesterday it was Luke Fickell. That's an interesting name. He's done a great job at Cincinnati, Ohio State guy. James Franklin was a name that popped up on 24/7 today. Dabo Sweeney's name being mentioned. What do you even possibly make of that? Is that just complete fodder?
I don't think it is.
Or is that
I think there's always interest. And here's another thing, and I'm going to say this, and I know we're an Auburn homer show, but all these other fan bases that want to look at Auburn, and we've done some pretty stupid things administratively, but in their mind, they want to make it out like Auburn's a bad job. In the coaching ranks, man, it's not. I mean, when they look at what Auburn just built, and they look at the money, and they look at the salaries they pay and all that, I mean, it garners a lot more interest than people want to make out like it does. Now, I'm not saying that, that means that they're going to jump from where they are and take the job, but there's a lot of things that are very intriguing about coming to Auburn and competing. They can recruit at the highest level when things are lined up. They've got the facilities. They're going to renovate some things at Jordan-Hare Stadium, just like every other facility that needs it. But Auburn's going to this new administration. They're going to do, in my opinion, the things that they need to do to make Auburn as competitive as anybody in this conference. So, I think it's. When you're down, other but we do it too.
Sure.
We pounce on other schools too. That's just the nature of it.
I've said this many times. You can say what you will. You can come up with as many excuses as you want. But the fact remains, no coach has left Auburn voluntarily for another job in the last 70 years.
Bingo.
Okay?
Now, we've gotten rid of them.
There's a reason coaches remain living in Auburn even after they're fired. It's a great place to live.
That's right.
It is a great place to work. Now, it is a high anxiety and pressure job. But
isn't that where you want to be if you're competing at the highest level?
I would think so. It is. I mean, but that's
what expectations does Ole Miss really have? Be honest about it. They haven't won anything in the last 50 years.
Got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly Show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments until springtime at Glenn Smith in Opelika. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till springtime? New Chevy Equinox as low as $359 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $4,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,000 off.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. And we'll go back to the phone line.
Yeah, let's pick up Jerry. Jerry, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Good afternoon, fellas. How are you all today?
Good. How about you, Jerry?
I'm doing great, thank you. I appreciate you guys taking my call. I just got a couple little brief things here, guys. I won't take up much of your time, but y'all are well aware, and I know you are, that, of course, when Auburn fired Doug Barfield, they went after Vince Dooley hard and heavy. They were on the verge of winning the national championship. And, they thought they had him. He walked them right up the aisle all the way to the altar, and then he left them there. Did Coach Dooley? He left Auburn that way, which is fine. And so we went on down to our second or third choice or whatever it was, Pat Dye. And once he got it rolling, he started kicking Vince Dooley in the bull. And there's no disrespect to Vince, because I think the world of him, but started kicking them around with regularity. But that's just my comment on that. And Andy, you brought it up the other day. It may have been last week, talking about these, what was kind of considered, as I guess still is considered, the kind of three coaches, Kiffin and Freeze and Dion. But you brought up something that I've just been rolling it over in my head, over and over and over since then. And it's about the fact that with Lane Kiffin, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of attention to detail on the defensive side of the ball. And I'll be honest with you, that bugs the heck out of me. I don't like the thought of that at all. Now, Kiffin's fine. If they get him, I'm going to sure be behind him. And I will say this about old Hugh Freeze. And back when he was over there, of course, we know that he did run a pretty good style of offense. It can move the ball, score points. But also they did play some defense. They can kind of come up with that thing about the land shark defense. I thought it was a little bit goofy and corny. However, they did take some pride in it, and they tried to have a balanced team approach to things. And I'm just going to hang up, and I appreciate y'all taking my call. And War Eagle as always, fellas. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Jerry. War Eagle.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can always hold out hope that things will be different, but you go back and look at everywhere Lane's been, they don't play defense. And
that's right.
That's just
kind
of part of it.
And if you look at Alabama right now, they don't play a lot of defense either. And Nick Saban changed his style back earlier in the probably around 2011, after about the 12 or 13 season, you saw a change. And that 2014 Iron Bowl was 55-44. And you started seeing, the offensive-minded side take over the defensive-minded side. And Nick Saban's always been a defensive-minded coach, but he understood with this new era of college football, you got to score points. And, that's one thing Terry always calls and talks about now is, defense – it isn't what it used to be.
Doesn't win championships.
It doesn't. Like everybody, that old adage said, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. That's not the case anymore. Doesn't mean you still can't. You still don't have to play decent defense, but it's not predicated. There are not many 9-6 games or 10-7 games out there outside of two bad teams playing each other when you win 13-10. I don't know who I'd be talking about from this past weekend, but anyway. If you're a competitive, top-tier program competing for championships, you got to score points. So, yes, more of your offensive-minded coaches are winning out now. Nick Saban changed his philosophy. Look at these games this year. Look at last year. Scoring a lot of points is important. Look at Lincoln Riley at USC. You can keep
Auburn
going.
went to a national championship game with a horrendous defense.
That's exactly right.
Horrendous defense.
If the other team can't stop you either, so it just is what it is. That's just the way this era of college football is.
Let's see here. Wes says, amen, more resources and more money at Auburn. I'm telling you, Lane will be a part of the Auburn family. Nathan says, I think it would be a mistake if Kiffin turns down Auburn. So much opportunity there. Ole Miss isn't even in the same caliber. John says, what happens if they don't name a coach after the Iron Bowl? What would that do for signing day?
I think they're trying their best to get everything lined up to where that does not happen. If that happens, John, that means that the deal with Lane Kiffin probably fell through.
I got to believe we're on our fourth pick if that happens or so.
I think Hugh Freeze is right behind Lane Kiffin. And Hugh Freeze is already crawling toward Auburn saying, I'm going to go and get a head start. So if things fall apart, y'all go on and pick me up on the road. I think they'll go immediately to Hugh Freeze and sign him, and he'll be named. I think that is pure speculation on my part, but I feel like the portal opening up on December the 5th, the importance of having that done, that's why they've been working so hard the last couple of weeks to try to get this all in place. And I do truly believe after the Egg Bowl, there might be a leak or something that the deal has already been done going in.
If it leaks past a week after the Iron Bowl,
man.
Andy's nervous. Andy's real
You don't need
nervous.
to be nervous. It needs
Andy's
to be.
upset.
Yeah, you won't be the only one, I can tell you that.
We got a phone call holding, but if you'll just hang on, we'll catch you at the other side of this break. More to come on this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for about 30 more minutes in today's show. Stick with us. Jason Caldwell will join us in the next segment. Get his thoughts on everything going on right now. Rumor out there, I got a call today. The scuttlebutt now is Jimbo Fisher will be fired at the end of the season.
No way.
And Texas A&M will pursue Deion Sanders.
Okay.
That is the scuttlebutt right now.
Boy, we've hit it. We've hit an extreme. Caller, go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Doing good, Morris.
Good to talk to you, Brett. I hadn't talked to you in a while, but I was going to say, as usual, I agree 110% what you were saying earlier. To me, especially since everything's been divided in East and West, to me it's always been Alabama and Auburn. I mean, those are the top two-tier programs. And, of course, you know, when Saban got to LSU, I think they become more relevant than they had been. And so now there would be three of us together. But the Mississippi schools, and I said this 20 years ago, when people would get, you know, where they got this coach, and I said, look, Ole Miss and Mississippi State's always going to be Ole Miss and Mississippi State. And I don't mean that in an ugly way, but I liked Hugh Freeze when he was down there, and I agree with it was either you or Andy was saying that he does have defense. I feel like he's probably as good of an offensive coach as Lane Kiffin in my mind, and he does bring a defense with him. And I'll say this, I'm not a betting guy, but I could be wrong, but I'm almost going to say y'all either going to get Hugh Freeze or Lane Kiffin. And I've been watching Lane's body language here lately, and it's almost like he's starting to exit Mississippi. I mean, he was kind of, it's like, you know, the fans are just not behind him like he would like it to be, and this, that, and other. So he may be setting up to leave. But anyway, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm kind of sad because the football season's over, and that's my, you know, my bright spot of the year is in the fall when they're playing, and you know, and I kind of, you know, maybe I'm an old Alabama fan, but I like it when you're doing good because I'm like this. When I went to school, if you got in a fight and it was with a pansy, if you know what I mean, what have you done? But if you got in a fight with a bully and a guy that could fight, you always felt like you did good. So that's just my opinion. I mean, I like both schools to. When Alabama Auburn comes out, it would never bother me if one was number one and one was a number two. I think it's just a great game anyway, and then that makes it better. But anyway, I'll get off and let some of your Auburn people call in. I just wanted to put that out there, and you guys have a good day.
Thank you, Morris.
Thank you, Morris. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, look, there was several years there where the winner of the Iron Bowl went to the SEC title game.
That's right.
It was. I mean, that's the way I'd like for it to be.
Right.
That's great. Man, it makes for those Iron. I mean, those Iron Bowls were gut wrenching, and
they were.
I mean, there was so much poured into them, and I think everybody deep down, whether they say it or not, I know everybody says, I hope Alabama goes 0-12.
No.
I get that, but when they're both good, it just makes it that much better. And when I named off the top tier of the SEC, I left out Florida. I don't want to skirt them. They're in there too.
Well, the top tier, they've been to more SEC championship games on the east side than any other team. Alabama's been more than anybody on the west, but
that's just here lately. I mean, in the last.
Well,
I mean, they've kind of dominated here.
They have, but you know that's your. I mean, Ole Miss. I mean, and their fans are trying to come up with some arguments, but you just don't have one because you hadn't won anything. You hadn't even been. You know, you had your best shot when Eli Manning was there. They couldn't get over the. They couldn't get over the hump. You know, the last couple of years, Lane Kiffin's put a unreal team on the field. Auburn beat Ole Miss last year at home. You know, there's just a handful of times Hugh Freeze with all those recruits that he obviously paid for and got, and that's what ended up getting Ole Miss in trouble. They couldn't get over the hump. They've had some chances. You know, we went over there and beat a solid team that on the last play when Laquan Treadwell unfortunately broke his leg. But going in to score, but, you know, we rolled over there and won that game that night, and that was one of the better Ole Miss teams. They can't get over the hump. They've had some chances.
Outside of Hunter Henry throwing the ball over his head.
That's it.
They would have won that game. If they win that game,
they go.
They go. And that's Hugh Freeze.
That was.
I mean, there's another check.
Well, how about let's not run on the field and celebrate until the game's over? That's one of the that's. But they could taste it so much, and again, that goes back maybe more ammo and fodder for us in our argument and point that you never won anything. So here they are celebrating before they even had the prize. It's like Kentucky dumping the water on the.
Hal Morris, wasn't it, or what is?
Yeah,
his name?
Well, no, it wasn't him. I can't remember.
I think it was Morris.
Was it Morris?
I think that was. I mean,
it wasn't Mummy, but it was Morris.
I think.
Yeah,
that was his name.
So not only are you doused in Gatorade water, they just threw a Hail Mary and it tipped off, and so again, programs that hadn't been there, they're right there to grab it, but they haven't been able to do it. Texas A&M was close a couple times with Johnny Manziel. They couldn't get over the hump, so they're sitting down there with a big old goose egg. Mississippi State's been, Arkansas's been 3 times. So
going back to
Missouri's been twice.
I know that's the most bizarre thing of all. But going back to Jimbo Fisher just for a second, $86 million. That's what it's going to cost to buy him out.
That's just so.
If they play UMass Saturday. UMass is 1-9. If they lose to UMass, they've got to fire.
They may burn the stadium. They may make.
But I don't think they're going to. I mean, even Auburn in 2012 beat Alabama A&M like 51-0.
Right.
So I think they're going to win that game. But can you wrap your mind around
Walter Nolan in the transfer portal, #1 player from last year?
Can you wrap your mind around Texas A&M firing Jimbo
Look,
Fisher?
and I know people that are watching that aren't Auburn fans, and even Auburn fans go, why Auburn can't say anything? They paid more buyouts, and we have. Not to one guy, though. I mean, we just continuously do it to multiple people. This is $86 million, which is more than the GDP of most third world countries.
We have not paid. We have Gus Malzahn, Brian Harsin, and Gene Chizik combined wasn't $86 million.
It's not even. I don't think it's sniffing 86.
I mean, half.
So I mean, this is the absurdity of that number. When you put that kind of number out there, you are so tied in and committed. And yeah, everybody says anybody can write the check at A&M. That's beyond the point. It is the principle of the matter. If you're going to write this guy a check to go home so he can go buy a couple of islands in the Caribbean,
yeah,
I mean, that's unbelievable, man.
Well, do you think we'd ever see Jimbo again?
He don't care that you see him again. How about that?
We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with Jason Caldwell from Inside the Auburn Tigers right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogrooom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River Region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, Brubaker, Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here with you for only about 20 more minutes left in today's show. Going to go to the phone line. Welcome in our good friend Jason Caldwell from inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, it's been a fun week, kind of coming off that win over Texas A&M. Auburn got Western Kentucky on Saturday, but a lot of the news around the coaching search. How do you, as far as the breakdown of the names that have been mentioned, you know, as far as the category from legitimate contenders to be the next Auburn head football coach to guys that really their names are out there?
Yeah, you know, the problem is that it's my good friend Ross Dellinger used to cover Auburn, works for a national publication now, said listen to everything, believe nothing. That's kind of the way to go about a coaching search. There's so many names thrown out there. They're all over the place. We hear them. Everybody else hears them. I just don't like to deal in rumors. And so that becomes in these situations, you know, people are like, where's the news? Well, I'm not putting everything out there I hear. Some folks like to do that. I don't like to do that.
Well, Jason,
there's things you hear, but I don't believe any of it. And so right now, here's what I think is happening. I think John Cohen and Rich McGlynn are continuing to look through detail, research, talk to people about, you know, a handful of candidates, I believe. I don't think they've settled in on any one guy at the moment. I think they're still looking, and so I think when you talk about that, I think obviously Lane Kiffin's a guy that's involved. I think Lane Kiffin or Hugh Freeze are the 2 guys I feel pretty certain that those guys are in there. The other names thrown out there, we know what time of year this is. This is agent time. Agent time means trying to get as much money from our candidates as possible, which means throwing their name out there. We lived it. We lived it during the Tommy Tuberville era, and we lived it during the Gus Malzahn era too. Every time the end of a season came up, all of a sudden Auburn coach's name was involved in a search. Well, that's what happens, and so you hear all these names. You just kind of have to filter it. And here's what I do think. I do think nowadays in the Southeastern Conference at a school like Auburn, much like we saw at LSU last year, the opportunities and the potential to go out and get a coach that's off the radar are probably greater than we've ever seen. Going to get a Brian Kelly, those kind of things that we saw at USC last year. I think the potential is there for Auburn to make that kind of move. Who that is, his name might not even been mentioned yet, but I do think that possibility is still there. So I think people that if you just kind of go, hey, this is heading towards just Lane Kiffin, I'd be cautious of that. I think there's still other people involved.
All right, so let's scrap all that. Nobody knows really anything definitive about that. Here's what we do know. Next week is the last week of the season. The portal opens on December the 5th. And how important and I know you said that, most of, Cohen and Roberts are probably still looking for that guy if they haven't already identified. How important is this coming up week in this whole search, Jason? Because after the Egg Bowl, which is on Thursday, Lane Kiffin's regular season is over. Auburn's season will be over after the Iron Bowl on Saturday, and then that portal date will be coming up right after that. How important is this week in getting somebody possibly named right after the Iron Bowl or beginning part of that next week?
Yeah, I think you start to see some things really get into motion next week. Yeah, you got kind of the holidays going on surrounding, school-wise for lots of places, an opportunity to stay on the phone and to hammer out some details. This was the projected week I thought where things would start to really move anyway. You're not going to hire a coach, and you're not going to really get into really detailed negotiations with 2 football games left. But you will with 1 left because you're going to be hiring a guy the next week. I still think the timeline is Sunday, Monday, following the Iron Bowl in a perfect world, but I think it'll be pretty quickly. And the portal opens December 5th. So you got a little bit of time to get that. It's going to be a dead period in recruiting right around that time as well. So you're not going to be able to get kids on campus. So you got a little bit of a leeway there. But if you're Auburn, you want to get moving as quickly as possible to start hiring assistant coaches, potentially your coordinators, get those guys in place to hit the ground running when that portal opens, and to be prepared for it before, because we know how this thing works. We've seen it the past few years. Whether or not anybody wants to believe it or not, and believe most of these portal decisions are made before guys ever officially enter the portal. Now, you can't contact them directly, but we know there's contact that's made all over the place. So if you're preparing to go sign guys out of the portal, you better be prepared a couple of days before it hits to be in that mix. And so you got portal, you got signing period. For Auburn, you're going to be able to get guys back on the campus for official visits that have already visited. So when you make a coaching change, you hire a new coach, guys like James Swift, Quay Rusall, Tony Mitchell, those kind of guys, they can now take another official visit to Auburn in December if they want to before they make a decision. So really important to get this thing done pretty quickly.
All right, how much time goes by after the Iron Bowl before you get concerned? If Auburn hasn't named a coach by what date or how many days past the Iron Bowl, when do you start getting in that territory of, this isn't going well?
Yeah, I don't know that there'd be a concern until you get closer to even December 5th. So I think you got until Friday. I think you got almost a full week that you could go, hey, hammering out details or whatever you need. Now the Auburn panic button will be Sunday at noon. We know how this thing works. Sunday at noon, if there's not a new coach named, the panic button will be pushed for majority of the fan base. But I think you got 4 or 5 days. There's still being plenty of time to get prepared to make that move and to get ready for the month of December.
All right, Jason, one final question before you go. Who you like, Auburn or Central Phoenix City?
Man, it's going to be a really interesting game. Looking forward to it tonight. Central, I spoke to a couple of coaches that have played them down the line, and said that team's gotten a lot better. They beat Auburn the first time there. So I got to go with Central at home because that's a really difficult place to play. But this is an Auburn team that, if Auburn can run the football, that's the thing. If Auburn can run it tonight and play to their defense, then it's going to be a back-and-forth game.
Jason Caldwell from Inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason, thanks so much. Have fun tonight. Bundle up.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
See you, buddy.
We got one final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Friday, right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Hey guys, this is Nate Pass with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Brett here, closing things out to 1 o'clock, brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Got some final comments here. Walter, you mentioned Walter Nolan transferring.
Right.
Jamie says, with this kind of money in the poker game, Auburn better get it right, laying with the pedal to the metal.
Yep.
Ty says there's a big game tonight, Sylacauga. B.B. Comer in Reeltown. That should be an old-fashioned, great high school football game. Really looking forward to that. Ty says Auburn 35, Western Kentucky 28. Jamie likes Auburn 24-14. Boy, if we can hold in 14 points, that'd really be doing something. Anthony says, fun fact, in addition to the failure of Jimbo on the football side, Texas A&M basketball is also off to a rocky start. They lost to Murray State yesterday.
Yeah.
They're losing in a blowout to Colorado right now. I hate to be in College Station. Yes, I said pedal because the wood is getting short. Paddle. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, so Auburn tonight looking pretty good. You mentioned Texas Southern. They got one nice win. They got 3 ugly losses. So
it should.
You would think that Auburn would be able to handle
Shot
this.
a little bit better against Winthrop. Janai Broom had a good game inside, but
89
Wendell
points.
Green seems to be the guy right now that is shooting the ball, better than any of our shooters. KD Johnson just still cannot.
Struggling.
He's been struggling since halfway through last year, and so I'm concerned that this is more the norm now than I can't snap out of it. So Chance Westry coming back helps. Some of these Auburn's gonna have to find some more shooters. It's a must for them in this league. That's what's made them so good over the last 5 to 6 years. Is why we've got the best record in the SEC over that time span, is because we like to get out and run the ball. We do play great defense, but we can shoot the ball from the perimeter, and that's what ended up hurting us last year at the end. We went cold. We couldn't ever get it back, and we haven't started off setting the nets on fire this year. Now, we play hard. You're not ever going to question our effort, but effort's not good enough coming down the stretch in the SEC. A lot of times you've got to be able to fill it up. And
hopefully defense and depth will carry us until we can try to figure it out.
Can this team correct this is the issue. That's the concern is, do we have the shooters to –
Well, it's like Bruce said. It's his job to get them open looks.
And start hitting some daggum free throws, man.
Make the shot.
And we have not shot free throws well in 3 years. And it continues to be a horrific problem when we go to the line, and it just looks like it's an afterthought. I mean, I'm sure they work on it in practice, but we are not a very good free throw shooting team. And I'll compare this to last night, in a really good high school basketball game between Auburn and Benjamin Russell. And, the game was a 2 or 3 point game coming down the stretch, and Auburn had hit their free throws to take a lead. Benjamin Russell battled back, took a 1 or 2 point lead, and had the ball coming down the stretch. It became a foul contest, and Benjamin Russell made their free throws. I made like 8 of their 9 in that last minute and a half, and ended up winning the game by 8 or 9 points. And if they're up there missing the front end of that, or they're not hitting any of those shots, then the other team, Auburn being the team last night, would have had a chance to win the game probably as much as Ben Russell won it on their side. So that's a huge part I think gets overlooked, especially with Auburn's athletic team the last 3 or 4 years, Andy. We don't pay attention to free. They're going to need to hit free throws this year more than ever.
And it's some ugly misses. I mean, I've seen an air ball. I've seen some bricks.
Well, Auburn's been used to blowing people out. They're not blowing a lot of teams out, and there's going to be a lot closer games probably this year, more than any we've seen in quite a while. So those free throws are going to be exponentially more important. So
not a lot of great games in the SEC this week. Austin Peay at Alabama, East Tennessee at Mississippi State, UMass at A&M, Florida and Vanderbilt, Georgia at Kentucky. Thought that was going to be a good game maybe early in the year. Not so much now. Ole Miss at Arkansas could be interesting. Tennessee at South Carolina, probably not so much so. UAB at LSU. But
is Will Levis the most disappointing quarterback maybe?
They still say he's a draft pick, but I don't know.
He can't. His numbers are terrible.
It's not good. Some good old-fashioned rivalry games this week. How about Stanford and Cal? You don't think the band will be on the field, right?
Does anybody care?
Nope, nobody cares really about it. And
do we go to Cal next year?
Huh? Yes, we
go
do.
To Cal next year?
Yes, we do. Do you know something else? David Shaw makes $9 million a year.
Wow.
At Stanford, by the way.
Have you seen the crowd that last game?
Wow. Yeah, there's like 6 people.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. How about Bedlam? Oklahoma State at Oklahoma. Can Oklahoma dominates this rivalry? They're a big favorite, but
it's so funny to look down at that 5-5 Oklahoma record after Brent Venables made such a big deal about how, I don't think I'll go to Auburn. They got too much problems. Yeah. Well, you showed up, Brent, and now Oklahoma's got a bunch of problems. I mean, and who knows in this game? I mean, Oklahoma has dominated this series even when Oklahoma State's had better teams. I wouldn't be shocked if Oklahoma wins again.
I wouldn't either. USC and UCLA, this could affect the Pac-12 championship. Always a lot of times an interesting game.
Right.
Utah and Oregon. Very interesting game. Both teams kind of out of it as far as the national championship picks. Case with a couple of losses, but
just right when
Bo Nix
everybody
got
started, right when everybody was giving Bo Nix praise.
I know
what happened.
Kind of fun. How about Yale at Harvard?
Actually, two decent teams.
Two pretty decent teams. All right, Western Kentucky at Auburn.
Can Auburn score 31 points in this game?
I think they can. They've been running. I think Auburn needs to run for 250 yards in this game, really, because Western Kentucky will score some points. They can throw the football really well. And the one that scares me the most, they are number one in the country at taking the ball away. They have 30 turnovers gained this year.
That's unreal.
Auburn is one of the worst. We have 10. They have three times.
I think he's probably lined up. Auburn's not going to change what they're doing. They're going to run the ball 85% of the time this game, and I think it just runs down their throat.
I hope that's the case.
We'll see.
They got a big, fat nose guard that's hard to move.
We're just going to have to get on the perimeter.
If we run around him,
make him run sideline to sideline.
Play a little defense, get a few turnovers, give me a score.
I'm going to say 31 to 20.
31 to 20 Auburn. Okay. I'll take that. How about 34 to 24 Auburn?
Okay.
34-20. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Have a great weekend, everybody. War Eagle. He's Brett. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk to you soon.